Receiving is the secret to abundance. I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, I get asked the question all the time, Ange, can you help me build $1 million cleaning business? And the answer is no, I cannot do that for you, but you can do it for yourself. It starts up here. What we're doing right now is we're going on the Abundance series, and we are going to shift a little bit of our thinking along the way so that when we arrive at the wild success, we recognize it, we expect it, and we can receive it, okay? Receiving is so hard for most house cleaners, and here's where it comes from. House cleaners by nature are people pleasers. It's what draws us into the business. We have a certain set of skills and a certain set of behaviors where we want to give to other people because we like the way that it makes us feel. But when somebody tries to give to us, we're like, no, that's fine, thanks. And we kind of push it away. Okay, if you're going to earn money and you're going to be wildly wealthy and wildly successful, you have to be able to accept and receive. All right? This is going to be one of the biggest challenges for many of you. I know it was for me. Okay, here's how it works. I would get to someone's house, I'm cleaning, I'm working, I'm sweating profusely, I've been there for a couple hours, and someone will call from the kitchen, hey, can I give you, something to eat? And I'd go, no, I'm good, I'm going to work straight through. The answer was, no, I'm good, I'm going to work straight through because I brought my own smoothie drink with me. My blood sugar levels are up, I'm taking care of myself, I got this covered. But what happens in the art of giving and receiving is you start a flow, and it's a flow of energy. And once you start that flow, it just keeps flowing. But if you stop the flow every time it comes to you, what happens is you've created this great big monster wall where you've blocked all of the stuff coming to you. And I was reading a book one time. It was by Stuart Wilde, and I will leave links in the show notes if I can even find it. It's probably out of print. But it was called The Trick to Money is Having Some. And this was years ago, but it was an awesome book. And there was an exercise in there that changed my life. And the exercise was, for 30 days, it doesn't matter what people try to give you, for 30 days, accept the gift graciously. And I was like, that's not going to be hard. And all of a sudden it was really hard because people would try to buy my lunch. And I'm like, no, I'm good, right? I didn't want them to spend their hard-earned money on lunch for me. Why? Because I didn't feel worthy. I would be at someone's house cleaning, and although I took care of myself, can I make you a tomato sandwich? And I'd be, no, I'm good. For 30 days, I have to say yes. So all of a sudden, I had to change my thinking. This is where we talk about the shift in your behavior, the shift in the way you see things. So there was a lady that says, hey, I'm cleaning out my closet. I've got all these men's clothes. Do you want them? Well, no, I don't want them. At the time I was a single woman. What do I want with your men's worn t-shirts? I don't want them, right? And so that's creating the block. So for 30 days, I said, well, yes, thank you so much. And so she gave me all these paper bags full of men's clothing. And I was like, that's weird. And I drove them to the Goodwill and I dropped them off. Okay, that's what happened. Another lady said, can I make you a tomato sandwich? And I said, sure. I like tomatoes. I grew up on a farm. We grew tomatoes. Tomato sandwich says, yeah, that's fine. So she made me a tomato sandwich and she felt so happy. She's like, I'm so glad that you ate today. And it made her feel good because she was able to give me something. And actually, I really enjoyed the tomato sandwich. So booyah. For 30 days, everywhere I went, people would try to give me things. But here's what's weird. They also tried to give me tips. And often I'm like, oh no, that's not necessary. You don't have to tip me. I'm just your house cleaner. And all of a sudden I was like, a tip. Whoa, thank you so much. And then you reward the behaviors you want repeated, right? It's psychology 101. All of a sudden I started getting more tips. People started giving me more stuff. I didn't really want the stuff, but what's really interesting is this. I started looking around and saying, hey, there's somebody here that could use this. And it would be weird things like somebody would give me some coats. Well, I'm in North Carolina. It's pretty humid most of the year. I don't need any coats. And then as I was leaving, there's somebody having a coat drive. And I'm like, whoa, I got coats in my car. Let me stop and drop these off at this coat drive, right? Everything started to work in synchronicity, but I started to get that momentum flowing, right? It was a 30-day process, one of the hardest things I've ever been through, to actually learn to receive. So I'm going to issue the same challenge to you. If you do not know how to receive, for 30 days, mark your calendar today, mark your calendar, and then in 30 days from today, just see where you are and see if anything has changed. But every single thing that someone offers you, say yes, thank you very much, and accept it with gratitude. There are no strings attached, accept it with gratitude. And if it goes against who you are as a person or your belief system, fine, you can accept it and throw them away, right? You can discard of them quietly. The purpose is to just accept, right? There will always be weirdness and exceptions, like the woman's clothes that were for her husband or whatever. There will always be weird things, but it's the flow and the cycle of getting things in motion that is the important result from this test. Learn to receive. Once you start getting in the flow of receiving, it's like easy come, easy go, easy come, easy go. And if we are hoarding on to, our precious dollars and we don't want to share them and we don't want to give them away, they're not going to come to us with ease, right? It's going to be just as hard for us to gain them as it is for us to give them away. And so if you release that and you make it an easy flowing process, it's like adding WD-40 to your money wheel. And all of a sudden it starts flowing really easy. And then you're like, oh, hey, things just got super easy. This is really great. And it changes everything, right? So practice right now, practice receiving. All right, that's it for today. If you're going to receive, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, leave those in the links below. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.